My chat box is missing. Welcome everybody. Alright. Welcome Eliosha. We got Unicorn Sunshine, shout out to San Antonio. Sister Mira's here, shout out to Egypt. My TikTok chat box is gone. What the? I mean, I could read it on other. Welcome, Sister Cece. We had a good music last night, didn't we? Good music. Yeah, I turned on my mystical mode. I boosted the flute gang. But where is my chat box? Welcome, Sister May. We got Travis here too. There's been a lot of I think there's a lot of updates happening. I notice people say they've been glitchy. I've also been glitchy. Or something's changing. So that's okay. I guess we just don't need. We'll just start with. But how has the energy been? What have you been noticing, brothers, sisters? Well, 'cause summertime's about to end. And so, all the social media company is preparing for non-summertime, which is a different atmosphere for them. It's all about money. And sadly, a lot of it's about politics. Ugh. But let's not get into that. Been laying low. I have been laying low also. I mean, not really, I guess. It's hard to lay low when you're on here. But I don't really. It's hard to lay low when you're always available. You better lay low. I was feeling stagnant, so I grounded and felt much better. Twitch has been touch and go for me a couple of days. It wouldn't even open a page. Yeah. I think it's not just social media company. It means that Microsoft and everyone's changing their algorithm to, because the money making quarter of the year is coming, which is like the final quarter of the year. But I mean, we're not there yet, right? But springtime's coming, a lot of sports, a lot of new programming's coming out. Every season is That's how they operate. Right? School opens, kids are less online, and so fall. I mean, it's fall. Excuse me, autumn and autumn. September. Yeah, people. Right, when weather is good, right, you gotta bring out the clothing changes, the color changes, the theme changes, and a different programming changes. But what I'm noticing is people aren't really the main target audience. Okay, thank you. The main target audience is like the easiest people to control is children, teens, and college student, and that's where the money is. Right? Adults not spending as much money because they have responsibilities, so which is kind of that's just kind of what they've always done. Welcome, Sister Grace. Nice to see you. You can't deny, you blow my mind. You ready for some music? Warm up with some Zen vibes. The new flutes have been working real good, especially the Aeolian flute has been phenomenal. Phenomenal. That being said, these, you know, and surprisingly, this is hard to integrate because it's loud. So being gentle on a higher pitch flute is actually it's not beginner at all. Because they're so loud, I have to learn to, I mean, I already know how to, but to do it on a triple drone. Like that right there is, it looked simple, but it was, right? To get a loud flute to be gentle, you have to gentle your breath. For example, if I just played regular, that's a lot easier to do that. But when people are trying to sleep and relax, they don't need all that. Do you hear the difference? Welcome, we got Brother Mace, Zen Diamond. Just because the flute can be loud doesn't mean you should just play loud all the time. Be more gentle. The great flute makers will make flute that sound phenomenal, and it's easier to play outside in large crowds. But when you're playing for people's relaxation and peace, you have to learn how to like whisper, right? Like I'm speaking in a more gentle tone. I could speak really loud also. Welcome, Susan, right? But when people are trying to relax, you're not trying to be, hey, welcome, Susan. This is a really loud flute. You wanna, welcome, Susan, May and OC. So I'm always welcome Wu Young. Welcome everybody on Facebook, Twitch, TikTok. Welcome everybody. So I'm always looking at the angle of the air. Right, so this mic is, our microphones are more directional, right? And these flutes, it's also sensitive. The sound is projecting around here. So if I change my angle, I could reduce the volume or increase the intensity by getting closer. When I play all three, right? So the way you play triple drone, you play all three, or you just play two of the holes, or just one of the holes. So I'm always adjusting if I'm playing more gentle. I can get closer when I'm playing gentle. But if I'm playing two holes, which is why you see me moving around, because it's kind of like a dance of controlling and taming the volume, right? The pleasant sound. When the sound's too intense, I know to back off a little bit. A little flute lesson for more triple drone. I know it's not common. I think the thing that's really crucial is learning how to play gentle. Right. I think many people have drone flutes now. How to be gentle is one thing I would say it's very advanced. It took me a long time how to play gentle. It's easy to just blow. But to be gentle, you see, do you feel the difference when you're able to be delicate and gentle? It's like you feel more intimate sound from the flute, which gives people like the hug with the flute, and people need hugs. So during a sound bath, locally or online, that's what surprises people, is that gentleness that they don't know what that is. Is right, because it's a rare. Do you acknowledge? acknowledged now. I mean, you could, but you don't need to. It's just more about being in the now. Acknowledging it doesn't actually mean you're here. Knowing now is now doesn't mean you're present. So when I'm at a local sound bath or online, right, I always start with like a commanding flute, which is which is really firm flute. And so they think you're gonna keep doing that, right? Because the mind's like, yeah, keep going. And then you changed a flute to something else. Right? You changed to another flute. Do you feel that contrast? It just gets people to start melting and just like, yo. And that's exciting because you're basically in control of this flow. Right? There's a journey happening. It's not just flute happening, but there's some intimate journey that's dynamic. Right? Rather than just wee, wee, wee. But whenever you can be delicate, it's like somebody really firm and loud learning to be calm. It makes you trust them more because you know they can chill the F out. A lot of people who can be loud don't know how to also like be calm. But when the loud people are calm, you feel a lot more safe because you know they have the ability to be calm, which is huge in harmony. Right? A little flute lesson. Secret flute lessons. Normal. I hope you learned something. Happy Friday, by the way. Friday is the day. My goal is to connect with you more. Make it more casual, and give you what you need. I hope you've been enjoying the new flutes as much as I have. It's fun to like, whoa, right? To see the bells and whistles of the flute. Right? This unique design here. There's a little divot here. Turquoise, right? Turquoise inlay. Thank you, Jan. Says, just found you beautiful music for the soul. Thank you. just the mouthpiece design here, it's very smooth. Has a good aromatic wood smell. Welcome, Snebby. Christy, Blair. You got Brandy too. Happy Friday. The literal bells and whistles, yeah, basically. And each flute has a soul, right? So I have to learn how, like this flute's loud or this flute's more gentle. Welcome, Cortland. Here's for the musicians. So this is a flute by Scissortail Flutes. Triple drone Native American flute in G minor for 32 hertz. Yeah, that's basically the classification. A mouthful. Welcome, love. Welcome, everybody. Christy. Courtney says, sounds great. JP. JPEX is here too. Thank you, Melissa. Lots of incredible flutes in here. I think it's just drone flutes sound more exotic, you know. But something as simple as this like $10 flute, Irish tin whistle, also can sound beautiful. But of course, thank you. Thank you, send us. Thank you, Jan. Says, big fan of you. How long have you been doing live sessions? 8 years. But not like this. Right? In this style, I've been doing more talking. But recently, I just started doing more fluting. But the style of that I play the instrument, it's more sound healing flutes rather than classical flutes. Yeah. Thank you, Vivian. We have Thai recorders. You got a shakuhachi. Have fun. You actually get what you pay for. Here's a shakuhachi. Yeah. Well, the people prefer triple drones because the truth is that it's a ceremonial instrument. Thank you. Right, any droning instrument is ceremonial, like a didgeridoo is a ceremonial instrument. An organ is a church organ is very ceremonial. And also the drone flute, because the drone pipe, it there's some warm. It's like a story carrier, right? So this is like a narrator. And the drone pipe is like a journey happening, right? Once upon a time, there was a mango and a chicken. Another alternative also to a at the end of the day, they're kind of all ceremonial depending on how you play, but it's easier to imagine when the instrument is more exotic. As you know, when Tibetan ceremonies happen, they always blow a horn. Right, when there's something big happening, they blow a big horn. So a large flute, it feels like a big drone or a horn. Once upon a time. Thank you. Zeus sent his half-man, half-god son to planet Earth. Whatever. So I found out the Aeolian scale. I was like, man, I'm trying to figure out where the scale Aeolian scale comes from. Because it's a new scale to me, right? This is the only flute that I have that's Aeolian. And I want you to guess, not aioli, okay? Yeah. Not garlic aioli. That's maybe, who knows? Okay. I want you to guess where it comes from, right? This scale. Where do you think that scale comes from? Jan says Australia. It comes from ancient Greece. Yeah. So that's not a traditional minor pentatonic scale. Right? It's an this would be more Native American traditional. It's more, what he says, more major scale. Sixth mode of the major scale. Which is why if you can see the finger spacing is it's a lot wider. Let's see, it's hard to compare. So here's a sound hole. And also, one big difference is the size of the hole. For a large flute, that's a tiny little hole. And that's the tuning, different tuning. The one with the hummingbird is from Brazil, Flauta Nativa Achar. Yeah. Welcome, Slush. We got Vivian Yamor is here too. Thank you. Welcome, Nakia. I need flute money. Pray for me. Flute money. You need to follow what you love. I follow what I love. It lead me here. Would you? Welcome, Aaron. That's it. I used to play clarinet in school from 5th grade to senior year. I quit to try piano and guitar. So you didn't stick to piano and guitar? From Yaya Priestess on TikTok. I follow what I love, and I am now opening a bakery with my wife. Shout out to Taco Wizard on Twitch. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of romantic. The shakuhachi is very. There's a lot of romanticism in Zen culture. And part of it, the Zen culture and all that, is the shakuhachi. You know, it's really. It feels demure, right? Zen. Very private, very secret. And also very expensive. That's the unfortunate part of. Unless you just bought a cheaper one, of course. Part of the Zen culture is playing the flute in an imperfect way. And that's something that mainstream people are not used to. Like, they just want smooth, right? But in Zen culture, they like all the squeaking. They like, you know, things that are dynamic because non-attachment. But for people trying to fall asleep online, when they hear squeaking, they're like, what the? You know? Yes, I have some Andean flutes for sure. So I pay attention whenever I go into I attempt to do more of a dynamic Zen fluting. People don't usually like it. But some understand the culture, especially like on Insight Timer or people who are in the know of the shakuhachi vibes. This is a flute I play a lot less of right here. Super simple, basic. I think this was $20. Simple major scale flute. Unicorn says, you don't have to worry about me. I sleep like the dead. I hope you don't snore like one too. Yeah, I mean, with a more refined flute, the shakuhachis, you could replicate, like with the mountain spirit. Right here, let me see. This one that is easier to do right. With a flute that's more professional, you could do a lot more. You can control it better. Very samurai, like just like easily, poetically, like whoa. Each flute is like a poetry. Yeah, the akibono is a lot cheaper version of a flute that also doubles as a blunt weapon for off-duty samurai, right? Like this one. This bamboo is so hard that it has resonance because you could use this as a weapon literally. exotic. Yeah, Rui Gomez makes great flutes for sure. It's just, there's so many flutes to you. You gotta stick to one category, or else you end up. Who know? I mean, I'm trying to get all of them, like the scale. I'm not yet though. This is a basic major scale flute. Simple, light, affordable. And I think I don't play this as much now because the major scale is not that exotic when people listen to, so they don't listen. People don't have an emotional connection to this as much. But when you hear something East Asian or Middle Eastern or Native American, there's it's different, right? Thank you. This is a A major scale, A major flute. As you can see, the A. When it's over here, this is 440 hertz. So this flute is more 440 hertz flute. Right? But when the A is like over here, yes, if you're on YouTube, Yamor also plays lots of beautiful flutes, lots of Egyptian contrabass. We have a lot of the same flutes actually. Rui Gomez, even the JD contrabass flutes. Do you have any Chinese flutes? I only play one Chinese flute consistently because, I mean, it's Chinese flute are a lot more major scale, and I have the Halusi too. Like this is dusty. I don't even play this one that much. It's not that relaxing, y'all. It's like interesting, But interesting doesn't mean people's heart open. You know what I mean? The Halusi. Unique, beautiful, but it's not tuned very well. Yeah, I think it's like a clarinet. Another version of this flute is called a bawu, which doesn't have this pipe but just has the inner metal reed in there or whatever. Yeah, but when people are trying to sleep, they don't go, yeah, give me that. Hope you find a new job soon, Sister Jenny G. One that's in alignment with your highest good. Yeah, the flute's not tuned very well because it's plastic 3D, it's plastic. I can share. Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's just more about bass flutes. So I mainly focus on bass flutes, and that's because bass flutes are relaxing. Right. Thank you, Jay. That's easy to fall asleep to. I can show you the world. You know what I mean? Currently my favorite flute, right? Sunshine. It's just so good. Just doesn't miss. It's just so, I don't know what they did with it, but like that's a flute I'll miss. Like if I lost this flute, I would like be thinking about it day and night. You know what I mean? I once upon a time, but at the end of the day, you know, non-attachment. The left part plays, yeah, this is the drone pipe, so they call that the drone. This is the flute side, the drone side. And it's also, I play in the art of sound healing, yeah. So I'm playing for your heart is my goal. I'm not playing for entertainment. I'm playing so that you can feel connected to something, which is yourself. And I'm grateful that flutes can inspire people to like, I feel great today. We need that. Something feels great. You know, just anything that reminds you, that feels great. And all you did was just choose to listen to some dude play a flute. The side with no holes is called the drone side, the drone pipe. Yeah. And of course, you know, the flutes Michael gave me, the set. Thank you so much. I play. He sent me like 7 flutes. I play this one the most out of the group. It's surprisingly heart opening, right? This, and it's a major scale. Well, I don't know what it is. But I'm having a good day. Another one that I play a lot from Eric the Flute Maker Yeah, so that's how I see. Some flutes are more mysterious and contemplative, like that one. Right? Some are more contemplated, zen, and really focused. Right? Like this one. And that's how. So knowing your flutes, they just kind of. I just kind of sit here, and whatever the community needs, it just. All right, you come out. All right, you come out. For healing purposes, right? And for sleeping, bass flutes and yeah, and flutes, even though they crack, they're all fixable. So if you have a cracked flute, it's fixable unless a car ran over it. That's not a crack anymore. That's like explosion. You know what I mean? Yeah, I have 3 flutes around here that's cracked and is fixable. As long, even if the car ran over it gently, it's fine. But if you just like let the car run over it and all that, the mysterious energy, it gets people to get out of their head. Right there. Like all of that, it gets people to go, where am I? And it's something that's better than stress, doubt, fear, and worry. Like you help transport people out of doubt, fear, and worries to a new musical dimension. Because the music's in the moment, but they weren't listening until you play something that gets their attention. And when you get their attention, that's when you ground them with a more humble flute, like the Native American flute. Aren't the blue light? I can lower it for you if you like. I'm not really looking at it's behind me, you know. That's moonlight. I have a strong moonlight. So that's generally the art of sound healing flutes, which is self-taught. I just didn't know it would be like this at all. Oh, yeah, it's wrapping on the side, but it's not really on. It's just here because the light's here. But my eyes, light not have yellow light on me. I can make it all blue if you want. Yeah, we got purple. We got whatever is on here, we can make it. Okay. One purple. Yeah. Here. Purple. Oh. Thank you, Joe Flo. Okay. green. Here we go to the Matrix. Neo, we don't have much time. Love your damn self. I'll be back. Thank you for your blessings, and happy Friday to everybody. Slush says, the growth mindset here has given me much hope for others. I genuinely appreciate it. We just try to be a good community. People in this community have wisdom, which is why I trust that I could do more sound healing and the community will take care of each other. And it looks like it's happening. That's why I can focus more on music, because we spent 6 months talking a lot every day. But now we're coming back to more music, except Friday is the day where I do a lot more talking, and Friday is a really good day to ask questions if you wanted to. Because it gets the community to exercise your skills, your wisdom, your support. And it's beautiful to see the community become strong, because that means you actually learned something. And that's important to me, that you learn something, rather than because you learn to go fishing. You learn to go farm the mango. Last night when I was too high, yesterday your flute made me focus on breathing. That happens. I would go to many festivals and help people have a better trip. Everywhere I go, I just kind of focus on grounding people, because grounding spaces are needed but not available until it's an emergency, which is kind of too late. Yeah, I mean, I've gone to spiritual festivals, everybody's on something, and they're just laying down, all that. And on here, some people come with magic truffles, some people are drunk, and it's beautiful to see people on all types of substance find their center eventually and ground. Welcome, Kara. Liz says, how do you detach from someone who you love but is toxic for you? Love them from a distance and have really good boundaries. Sometimes you love them too much. You enable them to continue their toxic behavior because you spoil them. Right? They do the wrong thing and you still love them. No, when they do the wrong thing, you have to love them with distance. Right? You have to be honest with them. Don't keep enabling people's toxic behavior. You have to communicate with them. Hey, your behavior is inappropriate. I love you. But if you keep doing that, I'm going to have to distance myself from you, because that's right? Just communicate with them clearly. I love you, but that's rude. I love you, but that's really inappropriate. And if you want me to be in your life, You need to chill out with that. Thank you. And when you deliver that truth, be firm. No, because you're not playing. Some people think you're playing because they're not used to seeing you command your boundary. Because the toxic behavior, you put up with it for so long because you're a nice person. But when it hits your limit, you have to be firm enough that they feel a stinging. Like, oh. And these people who may be toxic, they don't know better. They will test you. Right? They're going to continue being toxic, and what you do is you draw a hard boundary. All right. You don't see them for a month. You don't communicate with them for a while. And then when they go, how come you stopped talking to me? And then that's when you go off on them. Yeah, because that one time I told you to chill the F out and you didn't. Remember? What you could have done was acknowledge it, and so that's your teaching moment right there. Right? They think they did nothing wrong. They called you out on it, and that's when you give them the Uno reverse and give them the wisdom. Because they think you're just they think they can just sweep you under the rug. Nothing happened. You were just being toxic. No. You were tripping. You became emotionally immature, unstable, wasn't listening in your head, decided to get angry instead of breathing, and then you expect me to be your trash can. You need to learn how to manage your anger, and if you don't, I'm going to farther away. I'm going to distance myself so far. I want to be with you. I want to see you live a happy life. But if you don't manage your emotion, your anger, and your attitude, I'll have to manage myself away from you if you don't learn. Right? You gotta give them it straight like that. Which in the beginning is very difficult for us nice people to do, but you got to. If you care about yourself and them, because they deserve the truth and you deserve to have boundary. You are not people's trash can. Okay? And the abusers don't like it. Thank you, Kara. Oh, you're outdoor. If your phone's overheating, oftentimes it's in the sun in a phone case. Taking the phone case off helps the phone from not being overheated, but it also don't drop your phone. Yeah. Don't blame me, okay? He told me to take my phone case off and drop it. Hard boundary. Yeah, everybody's doing the best they can. And as we mentor each other, and sometimes the people mentoring each other are also going through their own things. So that's why we have to be really patient with the Sangha community. Right? Everybody's doing the best they can. We're all on different paths, and there's no easy path. Too true. Slush says, my wife and I had to cut off her parents recently for being abusive. We are doing it with kindness and grace the best we can. Because a lot of these people, their family never mentored them, didn't have wisdom, didn't discipline them, didn't have the patience to try to improve their family. They just kept the toxic cycle going for generations. So it's really amazing that we can heal generations so that our children and our community and our planet can arise rather than abuse, leading to more abuse, which leads to substance abuse and self-abuse and self-harm and all these things. It's, we want to prevent that, and that's what we try to do in here. Prevention, not wait till it get bad and pop a damn pill. That pisses me off. Like, we do nothing but tell them to just throw a pill down the hatch and think some Xanax gonna make people better. You gotta do more than just pop a pill. You need wellness, community, exercise, sleep good, eat good, think good. Right? A lot of times people just think just throwing a pill down the hatch is gonna fix. No. Why are we not educating our humanity that popping a pill only is not gonna fix the issue? That you need to learn how to forgive. Right? You need to learn how to love yourself, learn how to be open to love, learn how to practice genuine gratitude and positive affirmations, and get away from toxic environments that enable toxic behavior. Right? All the people who are a menace to society all hang out together because it's just low consciousness groups. Because their mentors they don't have mentors. So when you don't have mentors, it leads to people becoming a criminal, because where's the people helping and preventing? That's unfortunate, but people just don't want to do their part. Or they do their part, but they're not effective. We gotta be effective. What's the point of helping our humanity if we're not even effective? It becomes performative. I hate performative BS, because it just acts like you're helping people, but you ain't doing SHIT. So many communities, they performative help. And sadly, it's because they get funding, but no results for community. So community stays the same, but the people in the nonprofit get paid. That's so gross. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you so much. That's why I'm like this. I start to see, man, there's a bunch of people just acting like they help people, but then there's no results. People happy, scripted feel. And the way to break that is to be really bluntly honest. So that's why I'm grateful for blunt honesty, because if you're not bluntly honest, can you just be regular honest? Oftentimes, no. Self-integrity is already hard. Imagine having integrity with humanity. That's already difficult. And it's not about perfect integrity. It's not about perfect. It's about doing the best that you can and actually doing it and having results from it. It's like just wanting to lose weight, but not actually losing it. You know? When I exercise with the intention of losing weight, if I don't lose weight, I need to improve. So I learn techniques on how to lose weight effectively, because I'm not here to just go for a walk and be cute. No, I'm looking at the number. Oh, the weight's going down. Something's working. Many people will want to lose weight and the number will never go down because they're not even looking at the weight. Why? Lack of self-integrity. Do they even weigh themselves on a daily basis to observe the weight go up or down? When you eat a whole pizza, the weight's gonna go up. Of course. Right? When when you're consistent with what you eat and it's healthy, the weight slowly goes down. But if you're inconsistent in a bad way, right, the weight slowly increases. When you do a daily fasting, the weight slowly goes down. When you exercise, you feel more muscles, right? You feel it. You just like, all right, it's more jelly today. All right, been eating pizzas. It's up to us to be really honest to ourselves, or else we just get bigger clothes. More money for people, right? Instead of lose weight, just get bigger clothes. So profitable. Instead of be responsible, you just go shopping. It's a trap. It's a trap. So that's why you gotta be really honest to yourself, or else your life just slowly spirals. From year after year, life just slowly gets worse. Slowly get worse. And if you don't pay attention to that, who's gonna pay attention for you? I'm on the receiving end of bigger clothes. And a lot of the people that enable it, the sometimes we call it shame. No, it's called honesty. You wanted to lose weight, you're not doing it. Well, why? And it sounds really annoying, but so many people don't truly care. So they just kind of sweep things under the rug. Nah, it's fine. Yeah, I can't sleep really well. Why? That's fine. Yeah, I just don't sleep well. Like, no, if you don't sleep well, you can fix it. Don't just, yeah, it's fine. I don't sleep well for years now. It's fine. Like, no, you don't just say my mental health is bad, but it's fine. No, what's causing it? And the reason we don't face our truth oftentimes is because we're not willing to learn the skill to slow down and reflect. Ask yourself some question. Why is my relationship, why are we fighting all the time? Or why is my mental health bad right now? What's causing it? And how can I focus on the solution? I know there's a problem. How can I get to the solution? I have bad sleep. How can I get good sleep? I'm single. What does it take for me to find a partner? Right? So what's worse than somebody who just complains about them being single instead of improving themselves and finding a way to be a harmonious, right? Just complaining they're single, but they really want a partner. So many people complain, I'm just gonna be single for the rest of my life, but deep down they really want relationship. But then there's people who realize they're just happier single because they've done the work to reflect with themselves. You know? Oh, word. I'm actually a lot happier when I'm single. Right? But it requires education. Like, you gotta go educate yourself. What's the married life like? What do I lose when I get into a relationship? Right? What is it gonna lead to? Some people, they have a good relationship, but then they didn't talk deep. One doesn't want children. One wants children. It doesn't work now. because they just didn't talk deep. They waited a while to get to the big question, and then it falls apart. Alright, it looks like we can get to the music part. Enough Dharma talk. Unless you have a question before we get to the music. I know. Sister Cece says, find a solution and the solution base instead of being content with the cycle you're in. I plan to eventually live stream from the phone so that I could collaborate with content creator, you know. Yeah. Bailey says, you lose a piece of yourself because you have to give a part of your life energy and attention to them. If you're not stable enough to give piece of yourself, then it's doom, yeah. If you don't love yourself and you get into a relationship, you still don't love yourself. And they're not gonna always be there to love you because they gotta go to work. They got stuff to do. This is why many relationships are so clingy to each other, because many people don't realize you need to love your effing self. I used to be like that, clingy, because I didn't know. Love yourself. That's why now we have a community, love your damn self. So that you don't have to be, hey baby, every 15 minutes. You didn't message me for 10 minutes. What am I, your pet? Are we? How? Welcome to middle school again. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Transcend. Have you ever made a flute? Yeah, but 3D printed. What are your thoughts on bad dreams? In my opinion, your dreams world is a reflection of your waking world in an abstract way. When you have bad dreams, it means you have bad mental health and you're living a life that's disharmonious, and you have to figure out why by paying attention to your waking life. The end. Okay. For example, I used to have nightmares and about work. Right. I worked at the restaurant, and it was a very high stress restaurant where people's orders need to be precise. I always remember, I still have this, I don't get traumatized from it, but I still have the dream pop up about somebody was ordering a filet mignon, medium rare, and I accidentally ordered well done steak. And in the dream, I just go, oh no. It's like a dream that I cycle still. I don't, it doesn't haunt me terribly now. I just go, oh, I slept late last night. Or sometimes I'm running away from something. And the reason I was having these bad dreams is because I was overworking myself, or I was overworking myself in a high stress environment for extended amount of time, working doubles that I didn't want to work because I didn't know how to say no to people. I would work my shift, and every day the manager would come ask me if I would like to cover. They always ask me because I never knew how to say no. So I always said yes to doubles, working myself to death. Yeah, which led me to awakening, I believe. Right? But luckily, I had an awakening at the restaurant, which made me able to work like a monk. So I worked the doubles, and then I was like, I had a lot of money in the bank account. I was eating just like ham sandwiches because I was in a state of Zen. Then I realized, what's the point of working and getting all this money? So I went back to school. I went back to school and started like making, I paid off my debt, right? Because I had some debt like in college. I paid that off. And then I asked, what's my purpose? And then my whole life changed. The moment you begin to look for your purpose and you're serious about it, your whole life changes. So imagine but before all that, I used to have dreams of like running away on a freeway, whatever. And I would wake up. Back then I used to have this really surreal dream of like a dark room with a child's like beach ball just bouncing. For maybe 15 to 20 years of my life. Because I was depressed, and my dream manifested that. Because I had a unhappy childhood. My parents were fighting a lot. My mother had a kind of toxic behavior. So my mind like blended it, and in the dream it was just kind of a sad child inside. And once I healed myself, the dream disappeared. I don't have those dreams anymore, but imagine having a dream for like 20 years as a projection of like your depression. And you don't know you're depressed, you just kind of think life sucks. Yeah. The beach ball, it's like a little kid, like kid's ball. It represents your innocence that's sad. Right? It's like a beach. It's like a child's ball bouncing, but in a dark room. It's like, this is not a playful life. I want to play, but it's too scary to play, so I just don't play. But deep down, I'm still playful. So when you heal your inner child, your life changes. So it's so important to heal the inner child. But it's so difficult because it's so much effort, y'all. And so that's why I'm the way I am, kind of still playful, but healing. How did you heal? That's a big... It took about 2 to 3 years of intense studying, intense meditations, intense facing the truth, and like head on just facing it. Just being really honest to yourself. Wanting to be happy with the desire to, it's like deep self-integrity. Yeah. When you're not happy, stop saying that you're happy. Like when you're sad and lonely, accept it first. Yeah. Do you have relation? Yeah. I was able to heal myself and my family, which led me to healing others, because I was able to heal my mother, who was deeply traumatized and toxic. But it took a long time. It took like years. Yeah. It took me about 2 to 3 years to get myself into a. It took me 2 years to get myself in a more positive state, but 5 years for me to get to a state of a deeper awareness and wisdom. And then it took me about 5 years to help my mother heal from a state of deep depression and spiraling into centering and not pondering on the negative and sadness, but more joy, more happy, and not complaining all the time. Of course, she still complains from time to time, but it's not like before, where everything was a complaint and we couldn't take her to restaurants and stuff because she just complained too much instead of just enjoy going out. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. So I was able to get her to be interested in meditation, so I would meditate with my mother once or twice a week, and I was able to basically give her therapy successfully. And so, yeah. What about speaking things into existence? Sometimes the things you want aren't the things you need. You may want something, but the universe will always give you what you need. So that's why I just let the universe bless me. If it's not meant for me, it won't happen. But if it's meant for me, the best case scenario always happens. So there's a relationship with you and the universe. And that's why this life is working out for me, because the more I serve, the more I succeed, the more flutes that, the more healing flutes, the more my life gets better, and the more tight-knit the community gets. Did you try psychedelics? Yes, I did. Yeah. I think I tried it heavily for about 3 years, and then I phased out after the 5th year once I found my spiritual master. Because you're looking for yourself. I was looking for God. But when you look for God, you're just really looking for your divine nature, which is within, right? Everything's God. When you're trying out the magic truffles, the different things, you're looking for something you're looking for your quote-unquote higher self, which is just now. But you don't believe it, so you're trying to get high to seek, to find something. You just needed to look in the mirror. But imagine you can feel yourself deeper than something in the mirror if you just close your eyes and breathe. What books or resources did you study? So many. Not so crazy. I would spend a year with different teachers. All right. In the beginning years, I was drawn to like the law of attraction. And I studied Abraham Hicks for a year, and then I was like, okay, this seems kind of like a cult. And then it was more about cult, like a cult following more. So then I studied Michael Beckwith for a while, and I look at Alan Watts a little bit, Paramahansa Yogananda. Then I stick with Thich Nhat Hanh until now, right? Thich Nhat Hanh's the Zen. Then I look at Jim Rohn. I listened to a lot of Jim Rohn and a lot of Buddhism, Theravadan Buddhism. Then I found my spiritual master who exposed me to Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana, and to the healing arts of Tibetan Buddhism. Right, then I found sound healing, which I studied and practiced for many years. And then eventually the flute happened, and I found Mystic Village. Yeah, so the Buddha, and I also study Christianity because there's a lot of good things from the Bible, but it's so confusing because old language could be interpreted in so many ways that it can become confusing and manipulative because you can just interpret it in a way that benefits your cause, which is political. Right? So a lot of religion is used for politics because you could just interpret it in the way that fits your narrative, which is so not what the mystics intended, because it's, if you can't keep things honest and pure, then it's not honest and pure anymore. So if you don't have integrity, you just end up turning it into more of tribalism rather than universal truth. Plant medicine also taught me a lot too, because it helps you to break your ego, what it's like to dissolve your mind temporarily. But I started realizing, can I just do it sober? So every time I explored plant medicines, I would meditate. I wouldn't go walking around looking at stuff like people do. I would use it, and I would just meditate for hours and turn on a good playlist and just meditate. So sometimes just meditate 3 to 4 hours straight. Lay down, meditate, right? It was more of an inner journey rather than an outer journey, which is what people don't like that, because they're looking for entertainment, and I was not doing stuff for entertainment. I was doing it for enlightenment. I think one really big influential books would be The 5 Love Languages is a really powerful book on application in life. Right, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman, so powerful. I read books to practice. Many people read books to know stuff, but I read books to gain a new tool to apply to improve my life. People who love reading books just read more effing books and don't apply the things they read, which is why they don't have results in life. I cross paths with many book readers who don't apply, and it makes them have a big ego because they just know a lot of stuff, but they don't have results because they didn't apply the things they read. And that is, which is unfortunate that they are so smart at knowing stuff but don't have results from what they read. But that's not a good student. A good student will recognize, what's the point of reading all these books if I don't apply it and attain some sort of mastery? A lot of bad student not paying attention. That's why the master says, a good student will find a good teacher. When you're a good student, you're gonna read the book, you're gonna practice the book until you gain great result. Imagine going to another seminar but not applying the things you learned from the last seminar. Then you go to another seminar cruise to Alaska. Then you go to another seminar. Now you're just a seminar goer. You're not a student. You just like to go to seminar, write stuff down to feel good about yourself, and didn't learn much. Oh. So many people do that. Yeah, it's like, wow, I feel like student. I'm in the know. And it makes money from you. God, you're a good cash cow. The people who want to figure life out but don't pay attention. Oh, there's a lot of money to be extracted from lazy people. I want to figure life out but don't pay attention. I want to figure something out but I don't pay attention. And so, I'm just grateful that I pay attention. Because I pay attention to the people. I had one time somebody was yelling at me because they wanted to get their ideology of Zen and try to invade me with it, you know. Right? Because I was talking, like, this person was a Zen student and they were so interested in their philosophy that they were just trying to convert me to their ideology rather than be a role model, be the change, be the energy. Nope, they wanted to tell you what to do. Not very convincing. See, Rosebud says, wow, that dreams came up. GT, you were in the dream. I dreamt I was dusting a mirror and it upset you. Then I was looking for my shoes and then I hugged your wife, Grace. In my personal experience, everything in your dream is you, is a part of you. Because everything in your dream, it's your perception in a dream state. So knowing that, that's how I interpret dreams, and it was the most effective that I've seen it, and it makes sense, yeah. Right, but everything in your dream is called the archetype, right? Me in your dream, I'm an archetype in your consciousness. My wife in your dream is another archetype. The mirror is another archetype. And you just have to figure out what those things mean. Because that's a useful way to interpret dreams rather than just make it like random. When it's more about you, you get to figure out more about you. But when you just kind of make random stories about it, it's not as useful. You understand? This condemnation is the problem around most organized religions. What's condemnation? Because I don't really use that word. It's like telling them they're wrong or whatever, right? We're dreaming of you brother. Late at night when all the world. Yeah, it's like you're not going to heaven unless you join us. It's the most egoic thing ever. Right? Like, right? If you don't join us, you're going to hell. Like that. Do you not realize ego? Like that. But some people are bad students, and so they just repeat what they've been told, right? Because their pastor told them that way, and their pastors told them that way, and some people don't know how to open their mind and get out of the box, and that's okay. But if you open your mind and get out of the box this lifetime, word. Can dreams foresee things in your opinion, or is it more about what has or is? It's both. When you know yourself deeply, you end up also knowing the future too, because everything comes from your perception. You know, there's a concept of the Akashic records, the storage of memory of all time, past and future. But the responsibility of being somebody who can see the future is huge, because you can do so much harm to yourself and others with that gift. And if you don't know how to be responsible for it, it's very destructive. And it makes the way you think, like it makes you, and it's something that you keep private. And everyone that I've, it's rare. People who genuinely have mastered these gifts will never tell you they have it, because it's an art form that you've been blessed with it, and then you have to learn how to tame it. And then these people usually have a mentor who guides them, and then they learn how to tame these different gifts through their spiritual discipline. So if you have spiritual gifts without discipline, it just leads to bad mental health. This is why it leads to just smoking all day or just numbing all day, because you're just trying to like turn it off. But when you learn meditation and centering, you learn to channel it somewhere. This is why I stream a lot, I flute a lot, and this is why everything in my life is a certain way. I know you have to know how to operate. Right? Everybody and everyone already has mystical gifts. It just, some people dial things in more, and some are highly sensitive, and the consequence of that is, it could lead to a really bad mental health. And you could say, she says, it's a very thin line between spirituality and psychosis. If you don't have mentors, if you don't have community. With community, it makes it so much easier when you find your tribe of similar consciousness. But a lot of sensitive people have not found their tribe or where they can feel welcome, which is why we're out here doing doing our best to like, hey, yo, what's up? Yeah. Like, oh yeah, it's fine. You're not the only one. Yeah, it takes time. Like the ADHD is also a gift when you learn how to harness it. Right? And in the world of hyperinformation, there's going to be a lot more of that. Learning how to channel that energy towards something rather than just doom scrolling all day, or gaming and just cycling through different entertainment, just addictive consuming of food and media. Yeah, you gotta learn how to tame it, or else it takes over you, which happened to me for a long time. Right? And I think working out and exercise is a huge part of discipline and taming your energy, because it's something you physically do and move. Like in the past, I used to eat like 20, 30 wings. and I would eat them. I just put the wing in, and what came out was the bone, because I'm a perfectionist. So when I ate wings, bloop. And that's not really a healthy thing to be addicted to, you know, or anything, right? So I'm over here like 20-piece nuggets, 30-piece wings. Oh, that would be. Now I'm vegetarian. Imagine that. I would be offended if you told me you're not eating chicken no more. Right? For real, like I would just, that was my favorite food. So in, talking about seeing the future, as I begin to pay attention more to life and be more present, you start to see cause and effect helping you to be more aware of the future. Right? So when you pay attention more to your life, you get to see the future yourself. And the more you pay attention for a long time, your intuition goes up and up because you've been paying attention more and more. You know what I mean? So when I pay attention to the community, I can see who's gonna be here a long time. Right? Who's doing the work? Who doesn't do the work? Who's too attached to me? Right? The consequence of loving me too much, it means you don't love yourself. And I don't want that. So I have to be more firm to the people who are attached to me. Because pattern recognition on a consistent basis, it leads to intuition. But imagine you pay attention deeply, a deeper awareness. Right? So you make better guesses. But imagine it just gets really good. Yeah. That it seems crazy, but it's just paying attention. That's why when you pay attention to life, your life starts becoming more successful because you make better moves. A really popular way to make bad decisions is to not pay attention and keep doing the same thing over and over. And this is why too much entertainment is not good for you, right? Too much distractions is not good for you. But what's the most popular thing? Distractions. Gaming, shorts, food, shopping. It's okay to do all of it, just not too much. Like if your life is falling apart, I would spend all that time looking at how you can make it harmonious. Education, education, education. Education, 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 education. So he is powerful, education. But here's where it gets tricky is, well, which education do you choose? Because you can educate yourself on things that don't actually help you. So you have to have integrity. Jerry asked, what did you go back to school for? Initially, I just went back to do my basics. And then I eventually realized, okay, I'm not trying to do psychology. I want to be a photographer, videographer, and media. So I eventually went back to community college and went for digital communications, which I'm doing right now. But I didn't graduate because on the last semester, universe told me, you don't need this. Because before I graduated college or community college, I got a job as a wedding videographer, and I did not like the job. I worked as a wedding videographer for 3.5 years, and I realized, hell no, I don't want to be editing people's video and photo. It's repetitive. Right? It's not inspiring. I'm trying to do something fresh and inspiring and intuitive and creative. And I start realizing like a lot of what pays is repeat. The same poses, the same things makes you feel robotic. And I didn't want to live a life that felt robotic, even if it paid a lot, right? Wedding, it pays quite well. Thank you, Beverly. But I didn't want to follow the money. I wanted to follow what I love, and then it paid. What about someone who recognizes pattern in their life, knowing what causes the situations they found themselves in, and yet still make the same mistakes even when they know where it leads? Don't give up. You're not supposed to just get it right away. Part of healing and finding solution is you may know the issue and you know you may know the cause, but the solution, it takes time, and so oftentimes we give up too quickly. Right? So I've been working with some of y'all for months and years, and after a year or two, it clicks for some of y'all, and that's it right there. I don't expect people to just love their damn self overnight. I'm here for years because that's the truth. That for us to truly understand things, it takes a while. It takes a while. And oftentimes people don't find success because the people that people go to, you have to pay them. Right? Therapists cost money. Right? And going to psychiatrists, going to seminars, books, sound healing, all of it costs money. So they throttle their healing by what they can afford. And that's why I do everything here donation based. You could be here every day getting good energy, from time to time, good conversations, right? A lot of healing is throttled by money, which is sad. Unless you find a good community who's going to give you free donation-based sound bath, donation-based wisdom, right? I'm sure if people could just go to every seminar that they could for free, they would, but it's not free. A lot of healing knowledge requires you reading the book, and a teacher sometimes boring and not even good, or going to a seminar that costs thousands of dollars and it just lasts a couple days. And if it lasts a week, it costs an arm and a leg like Tony Robbins, and then you have to still come home. Where's the rest of the community? You have to talk to them on Discord. They're not really available for you. All right, so it's like, it works, but sometimes it just it doesn't, right? Sometimes it doesn't. I'm just trying to cover a gap that I can. Right? I'm aware of some of these things, and I tried my best to be a good neighbor. That's it. There's a lot of sacrifices, of course. I don't make that much money for sure, but I get so much fulfillment for staying on this path. Oh. Thank you, Sister Kara. To me, my joy is seeing your life get better genuinely. That's something that's my payment, really. Wow, your life better. You feel like a better mother, a better you. You sleep better, you feel better, your children are happier. That's what I live for, y'all. And it happens to pay, right? It pays also. That's a perfect job. And I get to play the flute, crack jokes from time to time. And it's slowly growing. Like, yeah. You know? Of course, they don't see it took me from awakening, it took about 12 years to get here. Yeah. Perfect job. But I get to exercise, like, I could say I'm someone with ADHD, but I don't, because I just learned, I put myself in a space that where my consciousness needs that much awareness, right? Videography, photography, live streaming, reading chat boxes, making music, mic placement, flutes, singing bowls, posture, tone of voice, charisma, delivery. So I'm able to fulfill my mental capacity in this space. And that's why I'm so grateful. That's why I'm trying to be here more, because I feel this is where I belong. And outside too, when I do the sound bath, it's difficult, y'all. That's why I love it, because I get to exercise my consciousness in a level that it's, what it's capable of. I need challenging things to find, because challenges in life helps us to feel fulfillment. Like, it gives it more meaning, because what you did isn't easy, but you did it. And there's a lot of joy that you feel from doing something challenging successfully. Well, let's do a little fluting. I think I'm gonna go in 15 minutes. Gotta go see my nephew, but I gotta go eat first. Little fluting. Thank you for your time, by the way. Yeah, Eric the flute maker. I mean, Thank you for your time and listening. Welcome to the Friday experience, more talkative. Remember, it won't be like this every day. I know we may be used to this, but it's still gonna be in focus more. It's just Friday is the day to just do the Dharma talk more, and then the rest is more meditation, okay? Because we don't need too much of it, okay? Oh, here's the current schedule. Thank you, Jerry. Okay. That's my current schedule, except Saturday I'm off, and Sunday I'm outside, and I do the 2 to 5 a.m. The last block is what I'll do. Because it takes I have to bring a lot of instruments outside, and then it's exhausting, lots of energy. So. Let's see what we should start with. I think I need a little singing bowl, actually. Excuse me. Away here. This current rain stick was gifted to me by Rain Stick Dreams, which is the maker of the rain stick. But what makes this rain stick unique is that it's quiet. The microphone's super sensitive, and I didn't want something that was too loud. And this was the soft option. And it's perfect. Boxy Queen says, rocking the recorder. If you're feeling, I mean, I'm sure we all have some flute. Sometimes you just got a flute. I gotta go eat something and then go visit my nephew today, so thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed today's Friday intimate stream. I don't know if I'll be back by 9. Possibly. If I can, then now, thank you. I will be on, maybe doing some Q&A, like live. Like people could like call into TikTok and we could have a conversation kind of vibe, possibly. I don't know if that's gonna work. We'll see. I don't know if that's too much, but I think I would do more like a Q&A. Like people could just ask questions. Just keep it more talk. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's a lot of, thank you. Thoughts on Thorfinn. Not sure what that is, but thoughts on 3 ohms. Here we go. Breathing in. Please love your damn self, por favor. Mango gang. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you soon. And how do you do? Yeah, I'll be back. We'll see. I like to, I'm trying to connect. So I think I'm gonna be streaming from my phone, and then people could tune into the phone. It's easier to manage like that interaction, and so we'll see about that. Yeah. Por favor. Por favor. Thank you for 1008 gratitude. Ooh, on Insight Timer.